the Wholesale Secrets Mindset course. Now we are going to get a little more tactical. In the last video, I kind of went over how the group works. Now I'm going to give you the steps to getting to $10,000 a month on Amazon, hopefully more, okay? So we're first going to go over a few key mindset principles that have worked for me on my entrepreneur journey. Okay, the first one is how you do one thing is how you do everything. I believe that life is a mirror. You attract what you are, okay? So if you are, let's say, half-assed and doing one thing, 9 times out of 10, you're half-assed and doing another thing. You ever notice with people you're dealing with, if they will cheat in one thing, 9 times out of 10, they are cheaters everywhere in their life, okay? Same thing applies to business, okay? So really this applies to life in general. When I'm trying to become someone new, because it is okay to become someone new, because if my goal is to make, let's say, $10 million, the Keyshawn that is right here in this seat has not made $10 million yet. So I have to become a new person, new habits, new type of thoughts. I have to think bigger to make $10 million. So that means I have to change who I am. I cannot expect to make $10 million or to level up and be the same person. That is what leveling up is, becoming a new person, a better refurbished version of yourself, okay? So if life is a mirror, if you want to start making $20,000 per month on Amazon, you have to think about who do I have to become, what habits, okay? I have to maybe stop half-assing and everything. I think when I was coming up, my biggest problem was that I would tell myself, hey, I'm on a diet, and then I'll break the diet. Hey, I'm not going to do this, and I do it. And guess what? When I put a big goal in front of myself, I was not able to achieve that goal. Why? Because I was not even able to do the small stuff. You have to build a relationship with yourself. You want to achieve excellence in every part of your life. That is how you gain the confidence to go out there, start new businesses, and become more wealthy, more healthy. Everything. It starts with the small stuff, attention to detail. How you do one thing is how you do everything, okay? Number 2, you have to become someone. Instead of saying, hey, I want to make $10 million, I want to be a millionaire, you have to become a millionaire, okay? To get those type of goals or type of dreams to come true. Okay, so instead of setting the goal and planning how to do it, because how to do it is the easiest part. You can take a course to learn how to do something. You can watch a YouTube video to learn how to do something. It's just X's and O's. You click this button, you click this button, you click this button. That's the easiest part. The thing you need to look at is, who do I need to become? Who is someone that has my goal as their standard? So my goal is to make $5 million. Who is someone to where $5 million is not a lot of money to them? They expect to make $5 million. What type of habits do they have? What type of thoughts do they have? Where do they live? And I need to embody that. I need to embody that. You get rich in your mind way before it happens in the material world. In your mind, you have to become a millionaire and think like a millionaire and see that in your eyes. And that's not even just with a millionaire. It's literally with everything in life. Dealing with sports. If I want to be an NBA player, not how to get to the NBA, well, it's easy. You go through college, you go through college, then you go get drafted. You know how to. We know how to. We know how to do everything, really. Okay? You can Google it. You know how to do it. Who do you have to become to be an NBA player? Who do you have to become a top actor, a top business person? What books do you have to read? How much do you have to train? That's what you need to ask yourself, and you need to embody those habits. And naturally, that is going to become your standard. Okay? Naturally, that is going to become your standard. It's all about who are you becoming. There's no such thing. I kind of don't like when people say, hey, that's just how I am. I'm just a shy person. I'm just like this. That's saying that your personality or how you are is just like, what's the word? Like, that's basically saying that you are static. Like you're static. You're not moving. Your personality is not. Well, in life, everything is moving. If something is not moving, it is dying. That is a Newton's law. If something stays the same in the same spot, it will die. It will decay. Okay. So you have to always think about who am I becoming? And you know what you can do? You can literally design your character. Design your character. There's no such thing as I am this way. Who says that? Guess who says that? The two things holding you back. Your old self, because guess what? When you're trying to become this new person, the old self is always in the back screaming, do this, do like when you're on a diet, eat those snacks, eat, because guess what? If you beat the old person, it no longer exists. I know it sounds crazy, it sounds like I'm talking about two different people, but when you're trying to level up on that diet, that old person still wants to exist. So it is going to tell you, it's holding you back. Okay? These are literally the only two things holding you back from success. Your old self, the past, because if you are an entrepreneur, you have to forget about the past. The past does not matter. It's about the present. You create the past and you create the future in the present. Okay? If you always look at the past, you can never move forward. If you're always looking at the future, you can never move forward because you're always in the future. You have to be in the present. So when you have these big goals, okay, cool. Yeah, that's your goal. But what do you have to do day to day? What is the next? It's like conquering something. This step, then this step, then this step, then this step. Then you look from the outside looking in, a year down the line, 6 months down the line, you achieve the goal. The goal is now the standard, okay? The only two things holding you back is that old character. That old character, because if you change who you are and better yourself, that person no longer exists. Okay? Other people. People do not like change. People do not like you leveling up. When you level up, it threatens them because they have to level. They feel like they have to level up too. People don't want to level up. People want to stay the same. Okay? You have to stay away from the same old people that's in the club, the same old people that's doing this. They still doing this. They are comfortable. And it is okay for other people to be comfortable. There's no need to look down on them, none of that. But guess what? In this entrepreneurial world, because you bought this because you want a real life, have more control over your income. You have to always be evolving, and it never stops. That is the game of life. It never stops. Let's say if you get the money figured out, right? You get the money figured out. Let's say when I get the money figured out, I made 10 million, really 100 million, $1 billion. From there, guess what? I got that figured out, but I still have to level up. Guess what? Oh, I'm gonna just hop into health lane. I'm gonna try to get my body right, or I'm gonna try to spend more time with family. It's always ways to develop everything in your life, okay? So think about, who do you have to become? Who do you have to become to make 20K per month, 10K per month with Amazon? Well, you're gonna have to check on your Amazon account. You're gonna have to be knowledgeable. You're gonna have to actually listen. That is who you're going to become. It is okay to become that. Sometimes when leveling up, it is uncomfortable because you're not used to it, but you have to be aware. Awareness is key. Aware. You have to have full awareness, okay? And when you are leveling up, because I feel like as people, we can achieve infinitely anything. We can achieve infinitely anything. It's about who you become. And guess what? You get to pick who you become. You could pick. Okay? Let me show y'all. And, this is how you real life achieve. Okay. So this is basically, so you ever in life experience where you have these times when you're really up, really up, really up, really up, really up, then you go really down. Then you go really up, you feel up, down. You get a good day in, then you get a bad day in, right? And the reality is, where you lie at is in the middle. Because it's all about how dirty do you let your room get before you clean it. See, to get these high, when you ever notice when you are in the most abundant mode of your life, you are in the most productive mode of your life, something bad happened, like you got that energy to go up high because something bad happened, okay? But how you stop it, because you want to constantly go up. You don't want to drop. What happens? Well, when you're going up, boom, you start going up right here. Every time. And this is awareness. Awareness is the most key thing in life and business. You do not necessarily have to know, but you need to understand. You don't have to know everything in business. Because you don't want to have to do it. You need to understand. Okay? So, understanding is being aware. You have to be aware. And this same thing happened to me. This is why I'm like showing y'all what I think actually works, with mindset. Because mindset is 90% of business. It is 90% of business. Why? Because two people could take the exact same course. One person see no results. The other person make $10,000 per month. What is the variable? What is the variable? The person's mindset. Y'all are equally capable, but one person was able to do something with the same stuff you were presented, but you weren't able to do it. That person has a better mindset. And it's like that with everything in life. Like, whatever situation you are watching, you are capable of making $1 million. You are capable. We are all capable. It's your mindset. Because the same way we look at, something and don't see opportunity, someone that has that abundant mindset on a high frequency can see nothing but opportunity, okay? When you get these are the highs, I call these the highs and lows. And we live in these our whole life. People, you took this course, you paid for. People are not aware of this. People live in the highs and lows their whole life, right? You can see it in other people. You can see it in yourself. You can see it in your friends. They say, hey, I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to stop doing this. They do it. And then boom, right back down. And they're back bad, start smoking cigarettes, whatever it may be, right? Working out, even with myself, I'll work out for a long time. Boom. What happens is right here, every time, right here, every time, you get a test. That's your level up test every time. That is your level up test. Okay? That is your level up test. That's your level up test. Every time we get it. Diet. That's when that chicken pops up. That seafood. When you say you're not going to do something no more, you're going to break your habit. It's when that comes up. Right here. You have to be aware that this is going to bring me down. This is the old character in the back of me trying to come back alive. This old character sees this happen. Sees this happen. He sees the progress. He knows if you beat this test, it no longer exists. When you are on a diet and you say, I'm not going to eat that, right here, where do you think you go? Up even more. Guess what? You get another test. Up even more. So what I'm saying is, that is why you have to become. Because right here, you would ask yourself, someone that has a nice body, would they want to eat chicken, fried chicken? Would they say no or yes to this? Would they do this? Because sometimes there is more power in what you don't do than what you do. Sometimes people think to add abundance to their life, they have to add more. No. 9 times out of 10, you got to subtract. Subtract. It's a lot of stuff that you are doing that's hurting you. You cut that out. And now, imagine if every single action to action, at its lowest level, every habit is beneficial to you. Over time, if you keep saying no, you're here. This is a whole new person. Guess what though? There's a trick to this. Highs and lows. There's a trick to highs and lows. trick is how high you go, that is how low you can get. So you go super high, you go super low. So that's why right here, when that test comes, you have to beat it. That might be a mindset test. You have to beat it. People think that business and personal life is separate. It is not separate. To be able to do Amazon, you have to have your personal life in check first, your mindset in check first. You have to have a clear mind to even be able to do business. Period. You have to have a clear mind. It's all the same. Like how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you're messy, 9 times out of 10 your room is messy. 9 times out of 10 your business will be messy. If you never keep your word, you don't keep your word with your family members, you don't keep your word in business. It's going to travel over. These highs and lows, it's literally highs and lows with everything. When that test comes, because that test is that new level. When that test comes, you have to be aware of the test and not give it any energy. Okay? Guess what? We all experience lows. We're all going to experience the negative. You know what you know where you get happiness from? Accepting. This is red pill in business. Life. Accepting the negative. Accepting it. Once you accept the negative, you can move forward. Okay? Once you accept the negative, you have to accept negatives in life. Okay, like for example, you starting a diet. If you accept the fact that the diet is gonna suck and this food is not gonna be great, guess what? Your standards are already low. Now you can only get positive things from it. When you start accepting the negative, instead of lying to yourself, if you accept the negative, that is how you get a positive. If you don't accept the negative, you get more negative. If you try to act like doing a diet is gonna be easy and you don't accept the negative, you fall to the diet. Okay, that's how you get positives in life, accepting the negative. So who do you have to be? Well, if I want to be a person that makes $100 million, a billionaire, I'm gonna have to accept the negatives that come with it. So I might have to read some boring books, might have to do some stuff I don't want to do all the time. But that's another principle. You gotta be emotionless when it comes to. I'm gonna go into that part though. Okay. But you have to become, okay? So you have your old character telling you, and this is where the highs and lows, because people want to, the same way your old character, it's crazy, but this is the world we live in, right? Let's go back to one note. The same way your old character wants you to come back down, this is the old character. The old character, the old you, wants you to come back down because it feels comfortable. Because if you beat the test, it no longer exists. Also, society, the people around you want you to come back down. You think it's hard to, it's scary to say, but do you really think the people around you want you to do good? Like once you start doing better than them and they see you start leveling up better than them, it becomes a threat to them because it means that they feel entitled because they're not, they feel threatened because they're staying the same and they see you changing. So society will put onto you who you are supposed to be. We are flesh. We are flesh and we have programs in us. These programs are habits. So I can change the habits on me if I want to change who I am. The only thing stopping you is your old character, your old habits, and society saying, this is who you are. Like, if I try to be a professional boxer, they'll be like, you are an entrepreneur. This is who, well, guess what? Who says that? Who made that rule? That's all I like to ask people. But a lot of stuff in life, who made that rule? Who said you can't? You know? I like, even with me, that's what's real life got me success. Thinking about who made that rule. Like, who said I can't be an 18-year-old and make $1 million? Who said that? Who said that? Why would I think that? If I have two beliefs, like, seriously, if I have two beliefs and it's you can or you can't, and I have to choose, because we choose everything. As entrepreneurs, as people, we are responsible for where we are right now. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. You have to accept that. But guess what? It's two beliefs when doing something. You can and you can't. Why would you believe you can't? It's free to believe you can. And also, it is free to believe if you do fail, you still can. Okay? So I bring that point up because when you are going on these runs, because that's what it is. Those highs and lows, when you beat that first test, you are now on a run. When you make $1 billion or $1 million, or you make your first 10,000, 20,000, you are in a run. There are steps in this run. Because every test that comes, you got to beat every test. People are seeing this run. Your old character is seeing you run. They are going to try to stop you. Okay? Society is going to bring on who they think you are. Who made the rule up that says you can't be who you want? You have two beliefs. You can believe you can or you can't. Why would you believe you can? See, these are ways to program your mind. Everything you do, believe you can. But it starts with little things. That's why I put these mindset principles. I put first, you gotta real life everything you do. Because when it's time to get this big goal, if you got a lot of small goals and you on this run, these tests, when it's time for this big test, see, even wealthy people, they didn't just get to $1 billion. Man, they had tests. They had that first 100K, first mil, 10 mil. You have tests all over. But when you beat that's how you become the next level of yourself. So instead of thinking, because you don't know what the tests are, instead of thinking that, the easiest way to combat the test is just to become that type of person. Okay? Because when somebody's on the run to become $1 billion, man, they had to hit 10 mil test. Because you got to level up. You have to that test is a level up. You have to become a new person. 50 mil, 100 mil. A bit like if they beat every test, if they fail, boom, that brings them all the way back down. See, and what are these tests? This has nothing to do with business, because if you can make 10 million in that business, you can make 50 million in that business, you can make 100 million in the business. The proof of concept is already there. It's about who do you have to become to make 50 million and 100 million in that business. What is holding you back? Well, these tests. Well, 9 times out of 10, what are the biggest tests in life? They are from personal problems. Personal bad habits. Like, let's say if this person at 50 mil couldn't control his spending, spending a lot of money on women or whatever, right? Guess what? Goes broke all the way down at the bottom. See, he wasn't that person at 10 mil, he self-destructed right here. He couldn't beat the test. At 100 mil, it's another test. At 500 mil, at $1 billion. Even then, you can keep going. Okay? And so you have to break the fear of being uncomfortable. That is the only thing stopping us. Seriously. Only thing stopping us. The fear of being uncomfortable. You have to see it for what it is. Accept the fact that you are uncomfortable. You've never done it before. And positive things will come when you accept the negatives. When you start accepting the negatives, positive things will come. Okay? 3, high frequency. Okay? Keep everything that is draining and negative away from you. This is what I do. I keep everything that is draining and negative away from me, and I maintain my high frequency, because you have to have high frequency when you are going on these runs. You cannot have people around you that's going to bring you down. For example, let's say and it's crazy. This stuff it's like a chain of events to get you to 100 mil. But you have to have the right ingredients. This is what habits are, the right ingredients, okay? So let's say you went from 10 mil to 50 mil, you had an idea in the middle, right? You told that idea to 2 small-minded people. They both said it's not gonna work. If you take that advice and you don't do it, that is what stopped you to get on the $50 million run. That's what stopped you from getting the 10 mil to 50 mil. It could be the people you surround yourself with, people that don't have high frequency. Because in anything in life, if someone comes to me about an idea, a person that doesn't understand how stuff works will say it can't work. I think about who do you have to become to make that work. Anything can work. It's about who do you have to become. It's not like people think it's the method. In a way it is. At the same time, it's who you become. Who do you have to become to make that method even work? So you have to surround yourself around people that have high frequency. People that are on the same type of purpose-driven goal energy that you are. Because what they would do every chance they get to bring you back down. Because guess what? They're dealing with their old character. They're dealing with old character. And who society bring, and they ain't trying to change them at all. So they're stuck in these high lows. And you think if somebody is stuck in the high lows and they see you doing this, any chance they get to bring you down, they're gonna bring you down. They hate to, it's sad to say, but they hate to see it. Let me ask you this. Do you real life think that if you started your Amazon business and you start making $20,000 per month, you think the people around you would be happy that you're making $20,000 per month? They might be. But then let's say if you said, I'm starting a new company and we're gonna do $100,000 per month. You tell people that. You think that they are going to be okay with that? Because they're stuck in their highs and lows and they say you just leveling up. That shit makes them sick to their stomach. I don't really have that many friends. I don't. Everyone I grew up around, real life, has a problem with me leveling up. Because people like to see you do good. They do. But when you start doing better than them, it's when it becomes a problem. The way you have to combat that is you have to surround yourself with people that are leveling up as well. That way, when you are telling, hey, I'm starting a new $100,000 a month company to somebody that's already leveling up, it does not sound like bragging. It is a lifestyle. To someone that is doing this, it sounds like bragging. To somebody that's on the high frequency too, it might have a positive effect on them. And so by you telling them that, you just got them on a higher frequency. They might tell you something, and they just got you on a higher frequency, and y'all are both growing. And you can do this with a lot of friends. Okay? Because you cannot. Here's what I realized, right? When you are on a high frequency and you're constantly improving yourself, these people will either try to bring you down. Well, they'll try to bring you down regardless. I was gonna say steal your energy. Like you're the sun and they get all the energy from you. But that's just bringing you down too, because it's draining you. That's why you stay away from people that's draining you. Okay? 4, mindset is 90% of success in business, right? You cannot move forward in business unless you have a clear mind at home in your personal life. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this, my perspective. I don't know about you, but my perspective, you see if this is true. That first mind I get is the mind that is built for success. We are built for success as humans, okay? Our goal biologically is to reproduce, okay? And so to reproduce, you have to attract the opposite sex, okay? So that is our goal. So our mind is biologically programmed to do things that is going to make us more successful, more healthy, more wealthy, and bring us in a better spot in life to be able to reproduce. That is what that first mind is. You ever notice that first mind is the mind that you should have went with? The second mind is the one you regret. Okay? And so when you are coming up in business, you are getting a lot. That graph I showed you, that when you're going up, you're hitting a lot of first minds and you're winning. First mind. Guess what? That second mind is the rationalize. That's yourself rationalizing. You telling yourself, oh no, you can't do it. Oh no, maybe. That is not the mind that is registered, programmed to succeed. Okay? And so I don't believe you have business problems, financial problems. You have personal problems that carry over to business. So any problem, anything blocking you in your personal life, you have to get it done. You have to attack it. It's 2 things. It's like, I'm in the process of learning this, because this is what I study. I opened up and realized that success is mindset. It is mindset. That is the only variable. Because you cannot say it's your environment. Because you can't tell me it is impossible to succeed with what you got and how you are living in the world. It's people that have done it. It's people that have done it before. What is the only variable between you and them? Mindset. What is the only variable between the person that's super smart and you that really can't, do a problem? If you can't do a math problem, well, it's just the fact that they have the mindset and they are the top students. So what do? They study more. But guess what? You can do the same thing. You just have to have the mindset to do it. Okay? Let me show you. So, when I hate this eraser, okay? But you have to basically master yourself. Like, when you are trying to figure out what you can produce, right? You have to first find out your ingredients. Okay, your inputs. What music are you listening to? Seriously, I come from the hood. Honestly, I come from the hood. So I used to listen to a lot of hood music, and I started realizing once I moved in this condo and I started being around more wealthy people, and I started actually listening to a Kanye, Drake, luxury, everything changed. Also, I noticed that when I switched my diet over, I'm getting way better output, because your output is your goal, what you're trying to achieve. Okay, your input is what you are putting in. So what do you see on social media? See, people think, other people that don't change themselves would think that you're being bougie. You don't eat regular food. I've been told that you don't eat regular food no more, or you think you're too good, or you don't follow people back, or you don't. No, I am trying to control my inputs. If I want to achieve these crazy $1 billion, I have to limit what I see. I have to limit. So I'm only gonna follow entrepreneurs that are on a high frequency. Okay, I'm only gonna listen to high frequency music that are talking about what I want to do, what I want to achieve. I'm only gonna surround myself with those type of people, because I need everything in my favor to get the outcome that I want. People don't understand that. It's okay, they don't have to understand that, because they are the same person. Okay? 5, you have to be an introvert and extrovert. Nothing about business is natural at all. It's not natural to make $1 million, make a 5 million. You have to become someone. Okay? You have to become an introvert and extrovert. This is what the highest. Now, I don't know, you might bought this because you want to side, but I don't believe that there's no such thing as, oh, I just want this for a side. Because if you could take this to the moon, you would take it to the moon. That's why I feel like you real life do have to become a new person if you want new results. Because honestly, how you are yourself, if you could make $1 million by snapping your fingers, you would. If you could make it today, you would. If I could make it today, I would. Become someone that makes $1 million a day. That's how you do it. Because we are only doing what we possibly can. We are fully using ourselves, if that makes sense. We are fully using ourselves to the best abilities. If we could get more, we would get more. So that means that this person, if you accept that this person is getting what it possibly can, and it is not my standard, I have to become someone else. I'm gonna have to start having new inputs. I'm gonna have to start having new inputs, like, what books am I reading? You know, and it might feel weird. It's uncomfortable that nobody, around you. How I looked at it growing up was nobody around me pulled out a book, but nobody around me was driving a Rolls Royce or a Ferrari either. Okay? So I read books and I might be a nerd, but guess what? When it's time to go shopping, it is time to help family members out. Those same people, real life, need not need my help, but those same people that don't read books or think it's weird or think that, guess what? They can't do that. Okay? So my inputs, what books am I reading? Okay? What podcasts? Who am I listening to? Right? You look, when you are doing a business venture and you are taking advice, first, honestly, personally, I don't really take advice. I ask people what they would do in a situation, because I have to make every decision myself. Because if I want to go on this run, the run is when you just you winning. You winning, and every time you lose, it's a test, but you still go. Okay? Really, you don't even lose. You learn and you move on. That's how you level up. Learning. That's how you level up. Learning. Okay? And so when I'm on my run, I don't ask for advice, because I need to be able to make decisions quick. You got to be able to make decisions quick. Like, if I'm trying to make a lot of money, that's a lot of money. Like, per hour, per minute, decisions have to be crisp. How do you get better? Making your own decision. So that's why your inputs to make these good decisions, because this is what it is. You're inputting, and then a decision is made. Decision in the middle, and the outcome. Okay? The outcome. So what books? What podcasts? Who are you listening to? When I'm on my run, I want to only take advice and listen to people that have what I want. So for example, my mom, if she has a good relationship, I'll take relationship advice from her, but I won't take financial advice from her. She knows nothing about business, period. You have to be able to know that. Y'all take advice from people that have no knowledge on business, period. People would think, oh, you don't listen, or no. I am controlling. This is like one of the best mindset trainings ever, because I'm real life break it down. It's more about who you become. It's not that I won't listen to you, mom, about business, but I am controlling. You don't even have to tell them, I'm controlling my inputs. I cannot afford to input anything, because I don't want the outcome that's going to be just anything, okay? I have to learn my ingredients. And so back to being an introverted extrovert. When you're an introvert, you are, big on ideas. You have the ideas, but it's hard to get them out, right? When you're an extrovert, you're more social. You know how to communicate, but you really don't have big ideas. Well, you have to be both. So you have to be extroverted sometimes to get stuff done on the back end. Operators, two types of people in business: operators and promoters. Operators are the people on the back end that know the numbers, and then the promoters are the people you see on social media, the people that's promoting the product, whatever. Okay? When you run the business, sometimes you have to be introverted. Like right now, I'm in my introvert stage. I'm not really posting on Instagram that much. I'm not really being social. I'm in my introvert building stage. Okay? When stuff is built, then I become an extrovert and I start communicating with people. You can train yourself to do anything in life. You can train yourself to be an extrovert. You can train yourself to be an introvert. Okay? Balance is key. Balance is key. Be an introvert to get work done on the back end, and then be an extrovert when it's time to show off your business or network. Okay? When it's time to network, you don't want to be an introvert. You want to be, but when it's time to build, introvert. Okay? Also, too, the biggest one, and this is, I haven't even mastered this one, because I know when I master this one, oh, it's the ultimate one. It's the ultimate one. This is the ultimate, skill. Ultimate skill. Telling y'all, the how-to is the easiest part. Like, how to do Amazon, it's the easiest part. It's like, who do you have to be? Because I can tell you the information, but if you think you're going to still have your same habits and you can't become a new person, you're not going to do it. Okay? And so the biggest one is being emotionless to the outcome. Okay? Basically, being able to accept negative. If you can accept negative, you can move 10 times quicker. Okay? For example, let's say we both had 1,000 to start with Amazon FBA. 1,000. Okay? I invest 200 in the product. You invest 200 in the product. Hold on. You invest 200 in the product, I invest 200 in the product. All right. Now, you didn't really listen to the Wi-Fi FBA course. You really didn't go over the wholesale secrets, right? So we both really did. Okay. And let's say we didn't invest the money right. We bought the wrong type of product. We lost 200. So minus 200. All right. Now, here's where millionaires, and this happens on a larger scale. This happens with $20,000. This happens with $20 million. Okay, this is where the millionaires, billionaires get separated to the people that never make money in business. In business, you have to accept you are going to fuck up. Period. It does not matter what business you are in. Accepting the fact that you fucked up, looking back on why you fucked up, and then trying it again is what most people cannot get across in their mind. So for example, you lost $200. Guess what you said? You said FBA don't work. I invest $200, I lost it, but guess what I said? I didn't listen. Because you are responsible for your money. That is awareness. Most people don't even believe they're responsible. Most people are not even aware that they are responsible for how much money they make, how they look, how they dress, how they talk, how they do. They're responsible for every part in their life of what they attract. Most people don't even, they think it's everybody else around. No, it's you. It's you. So, if I know that I lost 200 because of me, I accept the fact, guess what? I know what I did wrong. I didn't listen. What can I do? I went back, watched the course. Again, invested 200. Now, I made money and I'm getting sales. You're still over here saying FBA don't work. That is why mindset is the biggest part of business. Mindset. Because you think FBA don't work. No, you messed up. We both messed up. I accepted the fact that I messed up. I corrected it. I learned from it. And now I went back. And now I did sales. So now I'm doing this. You did this. You said FBA don't work. You went right back into your spending habits. You went right back. You tried it. This is what happens. Then you try stocks, same thing. Then you try real estate, same thing. Same thing happens. That is the difference. Same thing with $1 million. The more emotionally unattached you are to things in life, the more successful you can get, because you attract it. Because people can feel how unemotional you are. Unemotional does not mean you don't care. It means you accept. Acceptance. That's the biggest thing with me. I know when I mastered it to an extent. But let's say if I have $4 million in my bank account and I lost $1 million. If I can accept the fact that I lost $1 million, wake up the next day and still be able to conduct myself in the same way and still move up, that $1 million will not affect me. But guess what? What will affect me is if I sit up and sulk about the $1 million and be scared at every business move I make and never accept the fact that it was my fault or accept whatever happened. I'm telling you. If you can be unattached, man, that's how you get happiness from things. Accepting the fact. I wrecked the car before. I accepted the fact that I wrecked the car. I accepted the fact that I'm going to have to work to get a new car. I was in the gym the next day. And guess what? I ended up getting a way better car. It's quick. It's quick. Quick. See, you might have a competitor. That's what I'm saying. It's personal problems that really bring people down, because you might have a competitor and something might have happened. Let's say he's going through a divorce. That affects him in business. Really does. Okay? That carries over. Now, you start taking his customer. He doesn't have a clear mind of thinking. So you cannot attach emotion to performance. Especially as a man, you cannot. You might not feel like going to the gym every day. You're not going to feel like checking on these supplies. It's not about how you feel, because that is not what produces results, performance, X's and O's. It's not. That's the biggest thing. If you could get over how you feel and go with facts, statements, proof of concept, you can infinitely win. Because you be sure of yourself. You could lose $1 million the next day, accept the fact I lost $1 million, and still conduct yourself normally. You'll get the $1 million again. And people that actually see that you lost $1 million and be like, man, Even when you win, not even when you lose. See, we talking about losing. When you win, you cannot let success get to your head. It's always the next thing. That is why you have to realize, be who do you be? Who are you becoming? Let's say you sell your company for $100 million. If you act like a billionaire and you act like, because this is acting. That's how you start day one. That's how you get day one of becoming a billionaire, acting like a billionaire. We are all movies in a play. Shakespeare, like we're all movies in a play. Your character. You could build your character. You could design your character how you want. Okay? You can say, hey, I'm going to be built like such and such. I'm going to talk like such and such. I'm going to... people will say, hey, you're not acting like yourself. What do you mean acting like yourself? Who says who am I? I can delete any program from myself that I want. I can make myself better. I can improve myself. I have that right as a human. But you act like a billionaire and you sell $100 million company. Guess what? If you act like somebody that has never touched $100 million before, and you go out there and splurge, guess what? You're not going to attract, because all the people that have billions of dollars, they want to see how you act when you got this money. Same way people want to see. If you act like this is the standard, it becomes the standard. You might have the best night of your life. Guess what? You still wake up the next morning and still continue conduct life. That doesn't mean you didn't love how last night was or how the vacation was. You still conduct business as it should be. This is the standard. That is how you live a lifestyle and keep the lifestyle. Okay, being emotionless is the #1 skill, because you can live infinitely abundant. You can live infinitely abundant because you believe if you lose something, you accept it and you know you can get it back. You infinitely abundant. Okay? So that is it for the mindset video. I know it kind of got long, but I real life want to give y'all my, real spiel on how I view things and, how I view the world. And I'm probably finna go to the gym right now. All right, see you on the next video.